bit of everything. I'm Henry H-Bomb Higgins.
And I'm Josh J-Rock Higgins.
And today
we are doing predictions for the NXT Takeover Phoenix show.
Okay, which is obviously Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
It's coming from the Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. It's on tonight, so tune into that. Takeovers have always been excellent shows, even going back to the original Dusty days. 5 matches on the card, so Josh and I will just go through our predictions, plus some little questions at the end, what we think is going to happen. Alright, so up first is the only non-title match on the card, which is the Bro, Matt Riddle, versus Cash. Oh no. So, Josh, who you got?
For this match, I'm going with Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. Why is that?
I just feel
Apart
like
from
it's...
he's Matt Riddle.
Yeah. I don't feel like he can lose Zoe.
No?
No.
I mean, obviously they have had, well, the match is pushing it, but they did have an encounter at the last takeover.
Yeah.
The match was meant to be on the matches that are taped before takeover, but shown on the NXT after the takeover, so they can arrange the next set of tapings that goes between them. But Riddle came out, Ono came out. They had
5 seconds.
a brief match, one knee to the head. They then had a second match on NXT TV, which was more competitive, which Riddle won again, this time with a Bro Mission. Just like Tuster, adopted from MMA. And this one, I think, Riddle's going to win this one as well. It is going to be a more competitive match than they had at the last takeover, and I think it's going to be a more competitive match than the one they had on TV. Though it is a bit of a bummer, but I understand why, that Keith Lee was kind of used as Riddle's compadre in this, like the sacrificial lamb. I mean, I know he lost to Lars, but that was a good competitive match, and being undefeated, it's an albatross around your neck after a while, so get that out of the way. So yeah, we're both going for Riddle on that one. Alright, moving on. What do we have next? It's the title matches now.
The next match is Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano for the North American title.
Okay. This one's a little harder to go around because there's only been 2 holders of that title. Adam Cole held it for a long time, and then Ricochet took off. Now, history has shown that generally the better storylines are the ones where it's the face chasing the heel for the belt. Yeah. With this one, NXT has such a great way of putting everything together and it bleeding into other things. So the big question with this one, I'm going to go for Gargano on this one. Mainly because I think it's going to bleed into the main event, which we'll get to obviously a bit later in the video. I believe that Gargano is going to beat Ricochet. It's going to continue his descent into villainy. There's a line that you can't cross. Once you cross it, you can't come back from it. In storytelling. I think they're going to take Gargano to the line before they have the redemption arc of him being the one to dethrone Ciampa. So for that, I'm going for Gargano.
Personally, for this match, I'm going Ricochet. I still think, like, kind of for the reason that you said it, like, him chasing Ciampa obviously for it, which he is doing, but I don't think he should have both belts at the time. I think he should lose to this, just so, like, because if he wins this match, then Ricochet might start a longer feud with Ricochet, which will take away from the Johnny Ciampa feud. So
okay,
that's what I'm thinking.
good thinking there. Yeah, I'm not changing my prediction now. Yeah, so Ricochet for you, Gargano for me. So we're now differentiating. The third match, well, we don't know about the third match on the card because we don't know the order they'll have. But the second title match, the third on the match listing, is for the tag team titles, which is your boys, Undisputed Era. Can you do the thing? There we go. Right.
Yeah.
How old am I? So we've got Undisputed Era versus War Raiders, Rowan Hansen. WWE did a lovely video of Hansen and Rowe at wedding of Raymond Rowe to Sarah Logan. Beautiful Viking ceremony, costume, everything was gorgeous. If you haven't seen it, go to WWE YouTube channel. I think it's on the PC channel, WWE PC channel, which has actually got a lot of great videos. And watch that. It was really, really nice. That being said, though, I can't see Undisputed Era losing the titles now.
No.
They may not lose. War Raiders, sorry, may not lose the match. I don't think they're going to win the titles, though. I think, again, Undisputed Era, it's 4v2. Because, you know, while it's going to be Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong in the ring, you know Bobby Fish and Adam Cole, who don't have anything else on the show, will be at ringside.
Oh, ringside. Yeah.
So I think that this isn't the time to crown the War Raiders. The takeover for WrestleMania weekend is when you crown the War Raiders, and then Undisputed Era can go up to the main roster as a unit at that point. That's what I'm thinking there. So for this one, I'm going with the champs retaining through shenanigans. Yep.
I also agree with you on that. I think they will retain. Somehow in the match, referee gets knocked down. Always happens. Heels 4 and 2 will beat down to get the win.
Yeah, you can even maybe set up where someone comes down and helps them afterwards. But yeah. So you're going Undisputed Era. Okay.
And just a quick thing, I think what's going to happen is when War Raiders' friends, in a way, or come down, the referee sees them hitting Undisputed Era and they get disqualified.
Oh, so you think Undisputed Era win by DQ?
Yeah.
That's cool. Right, well, it's a good job we're not doing points for how the matches will go. We'd be here all day. What's the next match on the card, young man?
The next match on the card is for the women's title. It's Shayna versus Bianca Belair.
Shayna versus Bianca Belair. Who you got?
I've got Shayna. She needs to keep the belt for longer.
You think?
Not as long as like an Asuka run, like that kind of defeated streak type thing, but
you think?
I think
Well, she really just got it back, didn't she? Although this one was probably the hardest one for me to go for. Bianca doesn't need it right now. She's young, she will get another shot at it. And NXT are very big, on the most part, for people earning their championships, where they don't get it in their first run round. I mean, some do, a lot don't. Like Gargano, when Gargano eventually wins the big belt, he's had so many shots at it, and just came so close. Sami Zayn, going back to the early days of NXT, he earned when he won the belt. He came so close. I think Bianca's going to lose this one, possibly due to outside interference again, because Shayna's got 2 of the 4 horsewomen at ringside with her normally now. I also think she should keep the belt, maybe even appear in the Rumble tomorrow, which we'll talk more about when we do the Rumble prediction video tomorrow. I think Shayna's going to keep the belt. My hope is that this is the first time that Bianca Belair's hair backfires on her.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, this is how the finish goes down, is that Shayna wraps the hair around her neck, uses that to choke her out.
Yeah.
So Shayna's choking Belair with her own hair. but in the Kirifuda clutch so the referee can't see the hair around the throat, that's what gets the win. It takes the undefeated streak away from Bianca Belair, because undefeated streaks, I mentioned earlier, are like albatrosses. Eventually that's all you are. Goldberg was really just the streak. When he lost the streak, he was nothing. They couldn't really do anything else with him. Asuka took a while to recover from having her undefeated streak. I think Bianca losing here
will be better than
it'll be humbling. It will also kind of kill the undefeated thing. She can be cheated instead. But yeah, that's what I'm going for. Shayna choking her out with her own hair, keeping the belt, winning decisively but also crookedly, because that's kind of her thing now. Leading again to another big dethroning at the Takeover at WrestleMania. Excuse me. So, we're in agreement with this one as well. So, the only match we've disagreed with is Ricochet versus Gargano. And there's only one match left on the card. That is the NXT title with the greatest sports entertainer in the world, Tommaso Ciampa, who used to be a lawyer. You don't get that reference? Have a look on YouTube. Versus Aleister Black. Now, this, for me, will depend a lot on what happened in the earlier match, because we're going to assume Ciampa and Black won last.
Yeah.
NXT are very good, unless there's a big reason for it that the championship match goes on last. So, for me, a lot of this will depend on what happened earlier in the night with Ricochet and Gargano. What about you?
I will go for Tommaso Ciampa with this match. I think same reason for whatever happens in the North American title match will depend on what happens here. If Johnny loses, I think Ciampa retains. If Ricochet loses, Johnny gets the belt. I think Ciampa will lose it, so he can kind of chase Johnny in a way.
It's interesting, but you're going with Ciampa on this one.
Ciampa.
Yeah. I'm going for Ciampa as well, which we've got some little questions coming up after the predictions here, so we'll get into a bit more detail why. But yeah, I'm going for Ciampa retaining. He's too good with the belt. He's one of the best England talents NXT have got, which is saying something because it's a loaded roster. And him and Goldie are just the power couple of NXT right now. So, match-wise, we're pretty much the same. So we're both going for Riddle. You're going for Ricochet, I'm going for Gargano. We're both going for the Undisputed Era. We're both going for Shayna Baszler, and we're both going for Ciampa. So you don't think any belts are changing hands. I think just one belt is changing hands. In regards to that, we do have some little questions here.
Yeah.
And they do revolve around what we've been talking. So, will Ciampa interfere with Gargano's match?
Yes, and I have a simple reason. He hates Gargano. They hate each other.
You think?
But it also could be a different type of interference that no one is expecting.
Oh, tell me more.
This might be going a bit too far with it, but possibilities of DIY turning, but it could also be in like a heel version.
DIO, do it ourselves.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I think, yes. I think Gargano is going to interfere in the match. Ciampa is going to interfere in Gargano's match. The reason being, he's obviously playing Gargano like a puppet on the show. My thinking is that he will, if he helps Gargano win the match, logic would say that Gargano will help Ciampa win his match later on. You know, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. However, I think that Gargano is going to win. But I think it's going to happen is like Ciampa's going to come down, Candice LeRae is going to come down, and Candice LeRae will almost cost Johnny the match, whereas Gargano will help him win the match, which will further put the split between Candice LeRae and Johnny and bring Ciampa and Gargano closer together.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, going against my prediction, similar situation where Ciampa doesn't interfere, but Candice LeRae does, and it actually costs him the match. Costs Gargano the match. Doing the same thing further in the split. But I think that Gargano's winning, Ciampa's helping him, and this will lead into the next question we have, which is, will Gargano interfere with Ciampa's match?
I do think that, and obviously it's not unexpected that I'm going for the same reason. Bring the IO, I guess, here.
Well, yeah, they're kind of so interlinked, aren't they? Yeah. They main evented 3 takeovers in a row as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Gargano is going to interfere with Ciampa in the match. Possibly. I mean, this could go a number of different ways because Gargano's doing brilliantly at the moment as the delusional hero. It's almost like an amped up version of the original run of Delusional Bo Dallas, where he's a heel, but he doesn't know he's a heel, and he thinks he's the good guy. The match that he just had, or the one we just watched on NXT a couple weeks ago against Humberto, where he came out and he did all his proper signature good guy poses and everything else, but during the course of the match he got more and more annoyed with his opponent.
Yeah.
And then it was blatant disrespect when he won clean. There was no cheating involved when he won, but the way he pinned him and the way he was kind of like pushing disrespectful, is that next to him, he's cracking. So I think one of two things will happen. Gargano is going to interfere in Ciampa's match, but he's either going to try and attack Ciampa and it will backfire, or because it's against Aleister Black, he's just going to smash Aleister Black because he doesn't like him.
Yeah.
And I do believe, and again we'll touch on this in the video tomorrow, that this will be Aleister Black's NXT swan song, that he will debut in the Rumble, and that will be him introduced on the main roster. A small thing that's actually pushing me towards that as well is that WWE YouTube channel, the main channel, not the NXT channel, the main channel, posted a video of Aleister Black, like a hype video, and it was very much this is who Aleister Black is, this is what he can do. Now, for us who follow NXT, we already know who he is and what he can do. He's been doing it for a while now. So that to me is very much an introductory video to those who don't watch NXT. So yeah, Gargano's interfering, Black's going up, Ciampa's retaining.
Yes.
So that leaves one final question. A takeover tradition. And that question is,
who will appear in the crowd?
yes, who will debut in the crowd? There's been a number of recent signings to the Performance Center. They do periodic signings. Some bigger names, and there's a few that I think are going to show up. I don't think all of them will show up, but I think it will be one, maybe two of these. But what about you? Who do you think is going to show up?
Well, one person I think we were talking about the other day is Abyss.
Yes, and why were we talking about Abyss?
Because he, can't remember, I think he said he's signed.
He's left Impact with Sonjay Dutt. They were behind the scenes workers at this point. still periodically appeared on TV, but generally they were behind the scenes. Sonjay, I believe, was in creative, and Abyss was like a backstage agent. They both left, and the strong rumours are that they have signed contracts with WWE. Not known if it's performance contracts or if they're going to join the creative team behind the scenes as well. It's worth remembering that Jeremy Borash is with WWE and has been for a while now, and he's like a direct link to Impact Wrestling. And I believe Jeremy Borash is the reason why we've seen a lot of Impact Wrestling footage on the WWE network with the documentaries and such like, is he's kind of that go-between. So, do you think Abyss is going to show up? I think, yeah, there's a good chance. I don't know if they can call him Abyss. So I'm not sure if it's an Impact trademark name, because I know he's wrestled as Abyss in loads of different promotions, including Ring of Honor. Overseas in the UK, he's wrestled as Abyss as well. So I don't know if they can call him Abyss. They may just call him by his real name. Sonjay Dutt, I could see them appearing in the front row, but my main picks for who I think will show up in the front row are Trevor Lee, who also came from Impact Wrestling, and Chelsea Green, who used to wrestle as Laura Van Ness. Again, they are Impact people as well. For those who don't know as well, Chelsea Green is also the girlfriend of Zack Ryder. And she's been down in Performance Center, she's been on a couple of videos and such like. Trevor Lee's possibly the most likely one. They may introduce Chelsea Green as well, but that's who I'm going for. I think Trevor Lee is the most likely candidate, Chelsea Green. I know we spoke about it earlier, so you're in agreement that you think definitely Trevor Lee could show up. I think especially because he's, of the three men we mentioned, Abyss and Sonjay Dutt as well, Trevor Lee's the one who's most likely to be, he's obviously going to be the in-ring performer of the group there. They may give Abyss and Sonjay a short run on TV, just as a thank you or whatever. But yeah, so Trevor Lee for me, Chelsea Green maybe, and you think maybe Abyss will get a little shout out. Alright, so that's the predictions for Takeover Phoenix, which is on tonight. Well, earlier in the morning if you're in the UK. 5 matches. We've only disagreed on one, so one of us will win this predictions. Now, you hammered me in the last one, so this is my chance for redemption here. So, may the best man win.
Yeah, and we can only beat each other by 1 point, of course. So
that's true, yeah. Because we've agreed pretty much on all of the questions as well. So yeah, that is NXT Takeover Phoenix. Put your comments below. Let us know who you think is going to take the Duke in these matches. Thank you very much for walking. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and tune in tomorrow for the Rumble predictions. I'm Henry H. Bomb Higgins.
I'm Josh J. Higgins.
And we are saying goodbye.